So this was an overflow raised bed. Brought it here to the allotment. It looked better before that, but since the tomatoes all got blight, I had to rip them out and didn't have enough room for this strawberry. But let's put some strawberries on. So I'm going to have to look after that as well and cultivate it on. And anyway, this is cat mint. And I grew a pot for my cats at home, and the cats weren't really that bothered about it. And then when the next morning, either our cats or the neighbourhood cats caught onto it, and then they nearly obliterated the plant, squashed it, knocked it over. It's really worse for wear, so I brought it back to the allotment. But the thing is about the cat mint is that they've got lots of little flowers and the bees absolutely adore them. So I didn't have the heart to cut the plant down in order to dry the leaves for the kittens, but I will do, because they're nearly finished anyway, the cat mint. And I've got I've got blueberry here and currant of some sort and stuff, just got shoved in there because when we started the allotment there just wasn't any beds prepared, so I just stuffed them in there to crack on, basically, just look after them. That's the thing is about an allotment, is that you have to keep up with the weeds, keep the grass down, and also most paramount when it's hot is water the plants. So if you don't water the plants, you can't moan that you don't get anything. So this is some of the remnants of cabbages, which the pigeons found, so they stripped that bare. So anyway, there's no worries. I did nurture them for a while. The other ones, actually, the ones that got spared, they're actually in the garden now. They're growing all right. They're going to be late, but it doesn't matter. And I planted some lettuce outside, but they hummed and hawed about growing. In fact, there's a couple of I'm not quite sure, cabbages, so never mind. They're not going to amount to anything, so the pigeons might find them anyway. And I had some mint, so to put them in a pot like this, because you get them in the garden, in the ground, and then off they go, you know. So I just kept them there. But the funny thing is about the mint is that the flies like it. Let's have a look a bit closer. The flies, and the funny bit was the flies liked it, and there was wasps around because they bring the fields in, and the wasps were annoyed with the flies. But such is life. So back to the artichokes. So I really are chuffed with them, since there were some plugs that I got through the mail, and it shows you the size of them. Yeah, very nice, but will be transplanted hopefully with success. But this apparatus, I'm going to grow something more vigorous up this next year as well. So we've got the little bug hotel. It was a bit late when I put it there, but it's yellow, it's cheerful, and I'll just look after it. And, but the weather's cooler. Let's hope we get a little bit more warmth before the season's over. And as I say, miscellaneous buds. So if they, oh gosh, I've got to water the wild strawberry. Miscellaneous buds, and Big Macs. There's the Big Macs over there, the yellow one. And this is another one. Where is it? Another one coming out. So it's all about fun, and then you can see it's off it goes. So I don't want it to go any further than that. Yeah. And the dwarf French beans, that's a funny thing, because I've got two different varieties. I've got yellow dwarf French beans, I've got green dwarf French beans. Just bear with me a moment. And I planted these ones, yellow ones, but looking at them, they haven't come up the same. They look like normal peas. So they've definitely had a different They had, well, the same kind of bean shape, but what an odd thing. We'll see what comes about them, quite frankly. Yeah, so I'm going to have to get cracking with the cabbage, because I'm going to have that much. I don't want to lose them, so I'm going to have to cook up some red cabbage with apple. That's very nice, and shredded red cabbage with apple, and then put them in jars and store it like that. It's very nice on a winter's evening for tea. So back to the bees. Bees are flying in again. Look. Right, I see the bees are happy. There's a hive up the road from here. I wouldn't mind a few. A bit of honey in return. Never mind. Anyway, so yeah, so I was just looking out on the way past. As I say, don't look at the alderman down there. So I'm gonna have to, yeah, if anything comes about the odd pod, fair enough, like, but this is a big ear, huge ear of corn. But as I say, this very well is as wind protection for the plots. Now on this patch here, this was done. This one was finished later than that one over there. That one was done first. And when I first planted the corn, because I couldn't remember how wide they're apart, so I just stuck them in. Oh, I'll just put that on closer. So I stuck them in right next to each other. So the ones in the middle are not so much. The ones on the ends are a bit taller. And but on the front there's no problem. And on this one here, and when this patch was actually completed, got the membrane on, and then got a board. Well, my husband got a board, put some holes in, and then I just put the board on top of the membrane, and then with a little burner just burnt the holes in. Some people prefer to cut holes. I just went to the cut to the quick and burnt the holes in. But you can also buy membrane with holes already done, so which might most likely be more environmentally friendly. But anyway, I did the spacing wider. But the result's not that bad. It's not really no great difference in the size of heads. So I reckon that they're quite happy being a little bit closer to each other than being so spaced apart. But anyway, it stops the dogs from looking out onto the path and anyone going past, because they do like to bark. So yeah, the alderman's doing fine. This time I'm going to wait a little bit longer for the pods to ripen, because I don't mind de-stringing them and cooking them like that. It's quite nice. You put them in a pan with some olive oil and garlic, and there you go. Anyway, well, that's it for just now. If I think of something else to talk to you about, I'll be back. Bye for now.